Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to go through the state of Epos solutions in 2023. And in particular, we're going to be looking at the world of terminals. So we've got quite a few terminals to talk about. We've got the one from Zettle, as I've got in my hand here, and also the one from Square. And the whole point of this video is to make sure that you make the right choice for you and your business. Stay tuned. Hello, my name is Patrick. I am a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with a fancy new logo, that QuickBooks Chap on the internet, and also head of account here at Boffix. Now in today's video, we're going to recap on what we've been talking about before on this channel. So if you've not seen it before, do go and head over to our initial reviews of these products. But now we want to have a bit of a chance to have a look at them in its totality and try and figure out those key decision-making tips and tricks that you're going to need to know if you're looking to get a new one of these. Now, first of all, what are they for? Well, the idea is that if you are trying to accept any form of card payments physically, then these items are pretty much essential. There's lots of services out there. The two we're going to be concentrating on today is Zettle by PayPal and Square by, well, Square. So the idea is that we can see two variations of this, of the same concept really, but in my opinion, they're vastly different in terms of what functionality they give. And that's what we want to concentrate on today. Now, first of all, what are your options? Well, if you're going to go for this all-in-one solution, that's typically what we're going to talk about today, then the terminal is what we're talking about. Now, the idea of terminal is a standalone product. As you can see here, we've just got one item, and actually in this particular, for the Zettle, it comes away from your kind of base station. And then this here, think of it almost like a mobile phone, but it's particularly and only designed really to take card payments. And that is really powerful. Now, your alternatives to this is, in my opinion, a better option, but it's not right for everyone. Now, excuse the fact I've got trailing wires here. I've got this on charge at the moment. But here is an iPad. No, everyone knows what an iPad can do. But on this particular iPad, I've actually got attached a little puck here, which actually has a card payment at the top. So I can put in cards physically there and a touch and go here. And for me, this is the ultimate device. The idea here is I get a bit of everything. I've got access here to be able to take and receive card payments. If I'm doing like a restaurant type idea, I can actually update to the restaurant what they need to actually do from the kitchen. And I got a lot more functionality in my opinion. For me, this is the ultimate device. The downside to this is you've got lots of points of failure, haven't you? What if the iPad's not charged? What if this little puck's not charged? Just like now, look, I've got this piece of wire going across. And that to me is the biggest downfall of a solution like this, because actually the person using it has to have a bit of tech savviness about them to go through and understand things like pairing Bluetooth devices, keeping things chargers, you know, not having multiple Bluetooth devices on at the same time. There's an element where you need to have a tiny bit of tech knowledge to be able to actually get away with using a solution like this, because it isn't foolproof. That's where, for a lot of people, actually an all-in-one solution like this is really powerful. Either they've got staff members who they're not confident will understand and figure out the whole idea of having a more tech-focused solution, whereas this is very much a case of, well, if they know how to put a password in, then they can take a payment, and that's really powerful, isn't it? So as much as I love these sort of solutions, and again, if I was starting from scratch and if I had a business that needed to take an Epos solution, I probably still would go down this route. But let's go and have a look at what the terminal side has to offer. Because I do see that from our point of view, from the clients and the information that clients are asking us, that actually we're getting a lot more queries about the terminal side of things to make sure that everything is going to be a lot more robust going forward. And in times where it's all about getting things done quick, simple and easy, then actually the terminal has a great place. So let's concentrate on exactly what the terminal can do for us going forward. Okay, in this video, you'll notice we have two basically solutions that we're going to be looking at. On the left-hand side, we have the Square terminal, and on the right-hand side, we have the Zettle terminal. So let's go through them one by one. The Zettle terminal, for me, as a starting point, is brilliant. The Zettle terminal, I really like the hardware of this thing. Now, there's two variants of it. The only difference is, if you look at the top, is that Terminal B at this point has a built-in IR reader or barcode scanner. So this has the extra functionality of not only can it go through and take payments, but also can scan items as well. And again, from a hardware point of view, it's actually really nice. I love this whole idea of taking it away from the base station. Just so you know, the base station itself is a place to charge the item, and it will receive power through the little area here. But ultimately, you'll see here, it actually has a built-in printer as well. So when it's connected like this, it now gives me the option to go through and actually take a printout of whatever it is that I'm trying to print out, like the receipt itself. So from a hardware point of view, it's really cool. Really lightweight, especially if you take the base station off. I mean, this is, you can stick this, definitely pocketable. It's, you know, size of some phones these days, so it's really easy to use. One of the benefits of this, you'll just see right there, and the same with the square one, it has a built-in SIM card as well. So you're not reliant on Wi-Fi or anything like that. So on the go taking payments, this device is absolutely wicked. And it works very similar to a mobile phone. You'll see here it's just had an update, so I can just go and say, no, I'm happy with that one. I've got a settings option where I go load of settings that I can go through. I've got an updates option. I can see if there's any updates that I need to worry about there. I've got tips, tricks, and all sorts going through here. But ultimately, the thing I care about is my Zettle one there. When I click on Zettle, it sets up my Zettle element just like this. And then when the Zettle's all up and running like this, then I can have the option to go straight away. I can say, right, I want to put this in, I want to press charge. And then at that point, I can say card. I present a card, in this case, it's my Apple Watch. And as simple as that, I've just made a charge. And if I connect it to here like this and put the connection on like that, then I can even say, let's print a receipt. And if by magic, I got an all-in-one solution taking payment. And we like this, like overall, simple, easy, and it works. And if you don't want to do a paper receipt, not to worry, it has the options to send receipts by text message or email, so you can be really environmentally conscious if you need to be. And if that's all you need, then this is a great option. Another great bit about this that I like is the fact that it connects to QuickBooks. So we can get this connected to QuickBooks nice and easily using software. And all I do is I go into my Zettle Terminal on my computer, get it connected to QuickBooks there, and I'm off to the races. The problem is that that's all it can do. And when it first came out, this was all it could do. And it still can only do this. And what I mean by that is it's missing out all of those extra bells and whistles that we're used to from more sophisticated Epos solutions. And the worst thing is that even if I went to back to the kind of Puck version of it, so very similar to what we had with the Square situation where I've got a separate device that just takes the payment and I connect it to a phone or an iPad, then if I do that, I'm unlocking a lot more potential with the device. And for whatever reason, for here, we're still lacking really of all those extra elements. And I'll be completely honest with you, I was under the impression that it was just a matter of time until these came along. As a great example of what I mean, like there is an option in here to view payment links and view invoices, but it is just viewing them. If I was in a position, maybe I took a phone call and on that phone call that they wanted to place an order with me. Now on other solutions, we'll see it in the Square solution, well, I could send them a link and they can make the payment and we could all work that quite well. On here, the only way I'm going to be able to send that link is by going to another device. And again, if you've got a less sophisticated member of staff in terms of technology, then they're going to really find that a bit jarring that they have to go from one device to another. And what about if that device they're not 100% familiar with? Whereas really with just this one device, like here, you'd expect just this to have everything you need. So it is a little bit frustrating. And the updates that have come through, I'll be honest, haven't really done anything to help make this any more powerful, in my opinion. They added the option as one of the updates they added here, and we did a video on it, was to make it so you can accept payment by PayPal. But again, I don't feel like PayPal's the most convenient way to make payments. For me, like just having something like Apple Pay or something and accepting the payment from there is far more convenient. So yeah, unfortunately, from a hardware point of view, I do love it. A few limitations, like there's no Bluetooth to it, so I can't add anything to it. Just something as simple as having that little barcode scanner in it is really clever. And I know a couple of clients that that's a bit of a deal breaker for them, that they can quickly scan it and go from there. But just that next level of kitchen management, of table management, of anything like that, we're lacking on this particular device, which is a huge shame. Okay, let's turn our attention then to Square. Now, Square itself, as you can see, all in one device. So if I was to take it here and look at them side by side, they're pretty much the same, aren't they? There's not that much difference between the two. Yes, the Zettle one is a little bit taller when it looks like from here, but it has the idea of the Zettle one where I can take it away. I don't have that option here. It is on all in one device, and you can't get away with that side of things. But at the bottom here, I can put the card payment in. Side here, I can take the card, swipe the card, and at the top here is an ability to make payment. So let's just quickly go through making a payment. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to review a sale for £1, and I'm going to charge my customer for £1, and it's even popping up like this: tap or insert to swipe. Now, oh, the payment's at the top there like that. Look. So what will happen there is then I get the opportunity to press print, and as quick as that, I have. Ooh, helps if I don't break the thing itself. But basically, I have made a payment quite simply like that, and that payment has happened and worked straight away. But what's good about this one, so from a hardware point of view, in terms of just taking general payments, very similar. Like, there's not much in it, is there? These two are quite similar in terms of how they work. So it's what you get with the ecosystem of Square that makes it stand out, in my opinion. So I can go and view transactions and see those transactions here, as we can do in there. I can look at notifications, see what's new. If I go to the More tab though, this is where I get a lot of our options. Like, for example, I've got an invoice here, and I can create the invoice directly from the device. So if I needed to, again, that situation where I'm taking a phone call from someone, well, I press create invoice. I say, look, I need to charge you £1, and then I can add a customer. I can go through putting addresses and all sorts in, but ultimately when I press review and send invoice, then I've done an invoice. I've sent a payment to the customer directly from this little advice. Really nice and easy. So from a customer's point of view, I could be out there like wanting to take payments or whatever. I'll go over to my emails. So straight away I've got an invoice. Makes it done easy. I'm driving along or whatever. I pull over, and from here I can go, right, okay, I've got an invoice for £1. So yeah, as the customer, I can see I can go down here. There's a nice little QR code if I wanted to, or I just press pay online, and I can use Apple Pay, and if like that, all paid and all done. So the idea of sending an invoice to someone to make an online payment is actually really powerful. And they're the sort of situations where this stands out, in my opinion. Now, I can look at orders, I can look at invoices. So if I go to that invoice there, I can see that I've sent that one, and I already know it's been paid as well. So the fact that I get told it's been paid, well, that's pretty huge, isn't it? That means I can go throughout, I can look at checkouts, I can look at orders. So I can do a little bit of order management here. I've got active orders. So, you know, if I've got a table that I've not quite finished for yet, I can keep that table open for them in a restaurant or cafe. And I even get an option for add-ons. So from add-ons, I can see, look, open tickets, save and edit orders before completing sales. I've got gift cards, I've got team management. I've got cash manage, track your cash sales and manage your cash drawer. Loyalty, online checkout. So I can add an online checkout to this. And then, you know, the bit that really excites me is appointments, marketing, payroll. You know, if I go to the Visit Square app marketplace like this, you know, it's telling me what apps it can connect to quite easily, and have those integrations with that actually work with this as well. And, you know, basically as I'm scrolling through here, it's giving me options to help clients and have a better experience. And for me, that's what this is all about. And that's where Square is absolutely smashing it at the moment, and Zettle's just kind of not doing anything in that front. Now, obviously this is a whistle-stop tour and giving you a bit of an update of it. There is one big element that's going to really help you make your decision, and that's what accounting software we use. QuickBooks and Zettle work hand in hand with one another. Xero and Square works hand in hand with one another. Now, both can talk to the other, but there is going to be third-party apps in there that may incur an actual additional charge. So that's definitely something to take consideration. Now, again, whistle-stop tour. So we've kind of seen what they both are. But in my eyes, when you look at it, Square at this point in time definitely has the ability to have a lot more going for it in terms of what future elements you can add to it. You could grow with the Square ecosystem and add things on as you need to. See, again, I go to my phone, I go to the app ecosystem, I go in and I type the word Square in. I've just got lots of options, you know. And for me, something as simple as this idea of having a dashboard that I could have on one device. If I've got multiple shops or stores and everything, that's going to be powerful. Square appointments. This is huge. This gives you an opportunity that doesn't matter what type of business you run, you can actually monetize appointments much easier going forward. If you're a hairdresser or even if you're an accountant or whatever it's going to be, having the option to do that is just so much more straightforward, and it all works through the same ecosystem. There's a dedicated retail point of app, the dedicated solution for restaurants. And I can't find it at this point in time, but there is even an app where you're able to put your kitchen SDK, your kitchen orders in there. They've got solutions where it's not only the kitchen that can have orders, but you could have a front of shop to show what the process of orders are. So if you've got more of a takeaway type experience, you could have that up in the screen so people know when their order's going to be ready. These are the sort of things that just make it a better overall experience. And yes, you have to spend money and maybe invest, but it's about what type of business you want. Do you want a business where your whole idea and your whole main ethos is about making sure that you have a frictionless solution for your clients? Well, Square's winning hand over fist at this point. And really, from my point of view, what I'd love to see is Zettle start catching up. They spent a lot of time on their hardware and they really have honed a really good piece of hardware, but they are still lacking on that software. And that, I think, is what is exciting to come. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And also, is it worth us going into more of a deep dive onto those solutions we've got there? Let us know if you think this is going to be something that would interest you, and we can do a much bigger deep dive into all of these options. Online checkout, cash management, team management, open tickets, all of those things I think will be quite a cool little video to be able to do and be able to bring to you guys. But also let us know below, is there anything we're missing? Is there other point of sale solutions that we should be looking at and letting people know about? Are you using something that's way better than what we've been looking at now? Please do let us know in the comments below, and we'd love to be able to put a future video about it. And that is it. This is our video for today. We want to be making sure that you're fully up to date with the position of Epos solutions and terminals 2023. And for me, Square is that one that's really leading the charge on this one, with Zettle with having some catch-ups to do. But if all you need is a more straightforward and don't need all the bells and whistles, then personally, you can't go very wrong with Zettle itself. My name's been Aaron Patrick. As always, this video has been an absolute pleasure to do for you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you've been able to catch us this far. We've got plenty more content on the way, including the potential of a deeper dive into the Square ecosystem. My name's been Aaron Patrick. As always, this video has been a pleasure to do for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.